New York Jets football, baby, is back as Gang Green gets a 31-10 win here versus the Browns in Week 1. It's the Chris Soriano podcast, simulcast on the Soriano Network. Subscribe to the Soriano Network for free on YouTube. Also, follow me on Twitter at Chris Soriano12. Email me, Chris at NYC Radio. Also, any Jet questions, football questions, or comments you want to get out there, maybe we'll get on the air on the shows, on the podcasts, on the YouTube videos. So, Gang Green, follow me also on Facebook at Chris Soriano. So, I don't want to really pump the Jets up here because it was the Browns. The Jets started off very poorly, and it almost started off the way us passionate true Jet fans know how a Jet game would start out, with high expectations. What the fuck? They're shitting the bed here. And they were. They looked as bad as you can look that first quarter of football. And then they get the big hit on McCowan. And kind of a Keystone Cops thing there to get the touchback. Manziel comes in, torches them. Absolutely torches them. 7-0 Browns go up. Fitzpatrick is driving now. I tell you right now how valuable Marshall is. And McCagnon had his handprints all over this. And this was the play of the game. And who knows? And again, people say, oh, Chris, you're making too much of a big deal about this. Well, Fitzpatrick was picked off. You're down at 7-0. If they pick him off and it stands and they hold on to the ball, they're in Jet territory and in good field position to kind of either make it 10-0 or 14-0 and really start sucking the life out of MetLife Stadium, fireman Ed or not. And Marshall rustles the ball, takes it away from the defender who picked it off. And to me, without a question, that's the play of the game. And who knows, that could be a huge play of the year. Because I don't care if it's the Browns or nothing. You're sitting there down 10-0, 14-0. You haven't clicked. Who knows? They take advantage. They tie the score. Cleveland goes up 10-7. Jets take the lead 14-10 going into the locker room. And give credit to Bowles. He looked a little bit... Well, let's just say he looked like a rookie head coach on the sidelines in the first half. And Coach Bowles made great adjustments, committed to the run in the second half. Fitzpatrick had a good day. Brandon Marshall really showed me how valuable a wide receiver was to this team and getting another big wide receiver. And it almost reminded me of Keyshawn on the Jets. Just a wide receiver on the Jets making that much of an impact. And listen, Decker's good, but I do think that Decker is a very good number 2. I don't think Decker is a guy, and we saw it last year, Decker's not a guy that can carry the load as wide receiver, as the top gun. You need to bring somebody else in. Marshall and Decker is a very good 1-2 wide receiver. Very good. Cromartie, well, it's good. He's week to week. He got torched, though. Cromartie looked like his age at times during this football game. It's good to see that he's not hurt, didn't tear his ACL. Lorenzo Malden, he'll be good. Stayed in the hospital overnight. So, nothing really huge in terms of injuries. You saw Mangold limp off the field, but then he came right back. I do think the NFL has to start really having these teams practice more physically to prevent these week 1 injuries from happening and these preseason injuries from happening, because you're sitting here practicing like it's ballet. You get in a game, listen, you're going to get hit. So that's why these injuries come from. But for the Jets, really nothing too major, a couple of knickknacks. Monday night's going to be tough because they're going up to Indy against a Colts team that, listen, there are high expectations on this Colts team. A lot of people are picking them to go to the Super Bowl. I'm not. I don't like the Colts. I like Luck. I think the Colts are a soft football team. I think they've always been soft. I think they've gotten softer the last couple of years. So I'm not big on Indy. But that's a good quarterback right there in Andrew Luck. And you kind of saw him try and break through versus Buffalo, and then Buffalo just kept pounding and pounding. That's a good defense Rex has there in Orchard Park. Very good defense. But primetime, Monday night, don't want to fall 0-2. I would be putting any money on the Jets or picking the Jets in a suicide pool, let's put it that way. I'm not saying there's no chance, but it's a very tough task for the Jets. And if the Jets play in the first quarter like they did versus the Browns against the Colts, it's going to be over early. You can't make those type of mistakes and play the way you played early on against the Colts. Yes, you took the lead and you came back and you made the adjustments, but you play like that, second half may be too late. You may be down enough where it doesn't really matter. And again, I'm not saying the Colts are the greatest of all time. I don't think really the Colts are that great. They're a good team. They're soft, very soft, but they're a good team. But don't come out there with the same effort to start off the game like you did versus the Browns, because it's going to get ugly. But I'm confident. I'm confident in the Jets that they could take this game. It's not a sure thing. I went in to week 1 very confident, expecting a win. And we haven't had much of those if you're a Jets fan over the years. Last couple years. Especially the last 2. You haven't had games where you go and going, I expect to win this game. I expected to beat the Browns. Now, the way the Jets do it, I was just expecting a win. And I was thinking maybe this is going to come down to a last-second field goal or something. But no, they put the pedal to the metal and they killed them in the second half. But if you're the Jets, you did what you had to do against a team that's not that great in the Browns, not that good. You did what you had to do. You adjusted in the second half. You beat them by 21 points. You took advantage of their turnovers. And you take advantage of turnovers against a team like that, you're going to win by 20 points. They won by 21. So the Jets did what they had to do against the Browns team. Nothing really to get super, super high on. Nothing to get super low on. You did what you had to do. Marshall, exciting. Fitz looked good. Revis really didn't have a good game. I didn't think Revis had a good game at all. So look for Revis to have a bounce-back game in game 2, you hope. Because Revis didn't, to me, Revis was non-existent in game 1. Non-existent. Totally non-existent. So expect Revis to have a better game in game 2. But nothing too high, nothing too low. Right where you want it to be, a good win. Bowles got the first one off his back as head coach. Fitz looked good. And you move on to, as Belichick says, you move on to so-and-so. Jets are moving on to Indy 1-0. And it should be a very good Monday Night Football contest, Colts and Jets. And we'll talk about it on the Soriano podcast and the Soriano Network. And again, tweet me at Chris Soriano12. Jet fans, friend me. I know I'm in that no-fly zone group, so shout out to them. They do a great job with all the Jets groups I'm in on Facebook. I feel like I'm in